Season 19 begins by gently reminding us of where the family stood at the end of Season 18. The ranch was steady, but life at Heartland is never without challenges. Amy continued to grow as both a mother and a trainer, carrying forward her late husband Ty's legacy. Lou, balancing her mayoral duties and the ranch, remained the figure who tied the family's many stories together. Jack, with his wisdom and quiet strength, watched over them all, offering advice when needed, often with only a few words that said more than speeches ever could. The first few episodes of Season 19 open with a tone that feels both familiar and fresh. The camera lingers on wide, sweeping shots of the Alberta countryside, the golden fields, the horses running free, the sky stretching endlessly. It's a reminder that Heartland isn't just a ranch. It's a symbol of continuity, of traditions passed down, of struggles shared and survived together. Viewers immediately feel they're back home, yet there's an undercurrent suggesting that change is coming. Amy's storyline is the heart of the setup. She finds herself at a crossroads. More clients are seeking her help, her daughter Lindy is growing fast, and Amy must constantly balance her passion for healing horses with the responsibility of being present as a mother. There's a sense of quiet pressure on her shoulders. She doesn't want to fail either role. This inner conflict becomes one of the first threads that Season 19 begins to unravel. Meanwhile, Lou's path takes on greater importance. As mayor, she faces a complicated decision involving the town's growth and its relationship with the ranching community. This isn't just about politics, it's about the preservation of values Heartland has always stood for. The writers make it clear from the beginning that Lou's story in this season isn't just another subplot. It's central. Her role grows in weight and meaning, setting the stage for the way the series honors Michelle Morgan later on. Jack continues to embody the timeless spirit of Heartland. Early on, he reminds Amy that being strong doesn't always mean doing everything alone. His words carry an almost prophetic weight, hinting at the storms the family will face. Jack's presence in Season 19 feels like a bridge between generations, someone who knows that the ranch doesn't just belong to one person, but to everyone who has fought to keep it alive. As the season sets up its arcs, smaller details give us clues about what's to come. A new horse arrives at the ranch, troubled and wild, mirroring the emotional turbulence the family will soon face. A family dinner scene reveals subtle tensions, not outright conflict, but differences in vision about the future. Tim is restless as always, Georgie is pushing toward her own independence, and the ranch feels like it's standing at the edge of another big shift. The writers weave all of this setup with a sense of quiet foreshadowing. We see Amy glance at Ty's old photos, Lou stare out at the fields as if searching for answers, and Jack polishing his old saddle with the care of someone who knows how precious time is. None of it screams drama yet, but it builds an atmosphere where viewers know something significant is on its way. More than just family problems, Season 19's setup reminds us why Heartland has lasted so long. It's not about constant twists or shocking cliffhangers. It's about the quiet battles of everyday life, keeping the ranch running, staying close as a family even when opinions clash, and learning how to honor the past while stepping into the future. The first section of Season 19 ends with a symbolic moment. The family gathers at the ranch for a small community event, and while it seems lighthearted, the way the camera focuses on Lou makes it clear. Her story, her legacy, and her place within Heartland's history will be one of the guiding forces of this season. It feels almost like a curtain lifting, setting the stage not just for drama and family struggles, but also for a tribute that fans didn't see coming. Amy has always been the beating heart of Heartland, the one who carries her late husband Ty's dream of healing horses and people through connection. In Season 19, that dream doesn't fade. It grows, but it grows heavier too. Right from the start, Amy feels the pull of two worlds: the professional horse trainer that communities far and wide depend on, and the devoted mother to Lindy, who only wants her mother's time, her laughter, and her comfort. The writers of Season 19 use this conflict to bring out Amy's most vulnerable side. We see her wake before dawn, slipping into the barn while the rest of the house still sleeps. The light catches her face, tired yet determined, as she whispers calming words to a horse in distress. This isn't just Amy at work. It's Amy fighting to keep her identity alive. But when she returns to the house, Lindy asks, "Why weren't you there for breakfast?" That one question weighs. This season doesn't shy away from showing Amy's cracks. She takes on more clients than she should, sometimes pushing herself to exhaustion. A troubled horse, scarred from years of mistreatment, becomes a symbolic reflection of Amy herself, carrying invisible wounds but refusing to quit. Each training session becomes not just about the animal, but about Amy's own healing journey. And when the horse finally trusts her, even for a moment, the scene feels like Amy learning to trust herself again, to believe that she doesn't have to choose between her roles, that she can be both mother and healer. But season 19 isn't gentle with her. Conflict arises when an influential client pressures Amy to prioritize career over family. The money is tempting, the exposure even more so, but Amy hesitates. Every time she looks at Lindy, she sees Ty's smile, his legacy, and she knows that her true work is not just saving horses, it's raising her daughter with the same compassion. The season pushes Amy to make hard choices, and for once, she doesn't always get them right. There are moments when she misses Lindy's school event, or when she turns away a horse because she simply can't take more. These aren't failures. They are reminders that Amy is human, not a flawless hero. Through all of this, Jack becomes her anchor. His quiet advice, offered in the stillness of the barn, grounds her. Don't forget that horses aren't the only ones who need you. Those words echo throughout Amy's arc, reminding her, and us, that family is the true core of Heartland. Even in her hardest moments, Amy finds strength in the knowledge that she isn't alone. One of the most powerful scenes of season 19 comes midway, when Amy finally opens up to Lindy about Ty. She explains that healing horses was something she and Ty shared, but now it's something she wants to share with her daughter too. This tender moment isn't just storytelling, it's a generational handoff, a way of saying that Ty's spirit continues to ride beside them both. Amy's journey in season 19 is about balance, but more than that, it's about identity. She learns that she doesn't have to sacrifice one part of herself to protect another. She can be the mother who tucks Lindy in at night, and the trainer who brings light back into a broken horse's eyes. It's not an easy path, and it's not perfect, but that's why it feels real. Amy's arc is written not as a fairy tale, but as a struggle that mirrors life itself. Messy, beautiful, and deeply human. By the end of her journey this season, Amy doesn't emerge with all the answers, but she does stand stronger, holding her daughter's hand in one scene, while watching a horse she healed gallop free in another. That duality, freedom and family, legacy and future, defines her story in season 19. It's a reminder to viewers that growth doesn't mean becoming someone new. Sometimes it means learning to carry everything you love at once, even when it feels impossibly heavy. If Amy is the heart of Heartland, then Jack is its soul. Season 19 reminds us that Jack is not just a grandfather or ranch owner. He is the keeper of the family's history, the living memory of every sacrifice that built this land. His story this season is not about dramatic reinvention, but about quiet strength, about holding the family together when the edges begin to fray. The season shows us Jack in his element, at the barn, at the dinner table, or leaning on the old fence posts that have weathered more storms than anyone can count. His presence is grounding, and yet there's an undercurrent of time passing. Season 19 doesn't let us forget that Jack has lived through more years than most, and he feels the weight of being the family's foundation. He isn't afraid of what's ahead, but he knows he must prepare the others for a future when his wisdom might not always be there to guide them. The most unique part of Jack's arc this season is the way it revolves around teaching through silence. There are moments when family tensions rise, Tim arguing about new opportunities, Lou caught between her public duties and private life, Amy stretched too thin, and Jack doesn't immediately step in. He lets the younger generation stumble, lets them feel the edges of their own decisions before offering his perspective. When he finally speaks, it isn't long speeches, but short truths. Words like, "You can't hold everything at once, but you can choose what matters most." These lines hit harder than any long monologue could. Jack's relationship with Lou takes on deeper meaning here too. He sees how much she shoulders, the mayor's office, the ranch, her children, and he recognizes the same weight he once carried when Marion and Tim were young. In one touching scene, Jack shares a quiet drink with Lou by the fire, reminding her that leadership doesn't mean perfection, it means presence. This moment foreshadows the honor Michelle Morgan receives later in the season, as the show frames Lou not only as a character, but as a cornerstone of Heartland itself. Family dinners become symbolic this season. They aren't just meals, they're battlegrounds of opinion, celebrations of togetherness, and stages where unspoken emotions hang heavy. Jack often sits at the head of the table, not because he demands the seat, but because the family naturally looks to him. His authority isn't forced, it's earned through decades of sacrifice and love. These scenes capture the essence of Heartland, that even when words fail, the act of gathering keeps people bound together. But Jack isn't written as untouchable. Season 19 allows cracks to show, a moment of physical strain when he works too long on the ranch, a pause when he looks at old photographs of Marion, his late daughter. These moments remind us that Jack isn't immortal. He's human, carrying his own grief, his own limits. Yet instead of breaking him, these vulnerabilities make him stronger, teaching his family that resilience isn't about pretending you're fine. It's about standing tall, even when you feel the weight of the world pressing down. A standout moment arrives when Jack and Amy work together on a particularly difficult horse. The scene mirrors the bond between grandfather and granddaughter, one steady, one still learning, both teaching each other in their own way. The horse resists at first, wild and untrusting, but slowly, through patience, it calms. The moment becomes a metaphor. Heartland itself is the horse, and Jack is the hand that steadies it, ensuring it can carry the family forward. Through Jack's story, Season 19 delivers its most timeless message, that family bonds are not forged in moments of ease, but in storms weathered together. Jack may not be the loudest voice, but he is the truest. His presence is proof that love isn't always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's about showing up, day after day, no matter how tired you are, no matter how heavy life feels. By the end of the season, Jack hasn't changed in the way younger characters do. Instead, his arc is about deepening. He remains the steady flame at the center of the family, a flame that lights the way for Amy, Lou, Tim, and even the next generation. And in this subtlety, the writers remind us why Heartland resonates so deeply. Because families, at their core, are not about perfection. They're about showing up for each other, just like Jack always has. Season 19 is not only a chapter in Heartland's story, it is also a love letter to Michelle Morgan, the actress who has embodied Lou Fleming for nearly 2 decades. Lou has always been a complicated character. Driven, ambitious, sometimes stubborn, yet deeply loyal to her family and the ranch. She is not perfect, and that's exactly why viewers connect with her. And in Season 19, both the writers and the audience recognize that Lou, and by extension, Michelle Morgan, deserves more than just another storyline. She deserves honor. Throughout this season, subtle choices in direction and writing shine a spotlight on Lou. Scenes linger on her longer, giving weight to her quiet moments of reflection. When she walks through Heartland's pastures or sits alone at the mayor's desk late at night, the framing is deliberate, reminding us that she has grown from the young sister of Amy into one of the central pillars of this family. The tribute to Michelle Morgan is most powerful in the way Lou's struggles are portrayed. Season 19 shows her facing the impossible balance of leadership, motherhood, and self-identity. She doubts herself, she makes mistakes, but she keeps moving forward. This mirrors Michelle's own journey as an actress, years of dedication, growth, and resilience. It feels almost like the show itself is saying thank you, not only for Lou, but for Michelle, for the grace and honesty she has brought to the role for so many years. One of the standout episodes becomes the heart of this tribute. During a community event at the ranch, the townspeople gather to recognize Lou for her work as mayor, but the scene is layered with something deeper. The dialogue and performances feel like they're speaking beyond the screen. Jack's speech about Lou's dedication doesn't just sound like Jack talking to his granddaughter. It feels like the cast and crew honoring Michelle Morgan. The applause that follows isn't just for Lou, the character. It's for Michelle, the woman who has carried her with dignity through 19 seasons. Even smaller details echo this celebration. The set design includes photographs of Lou through the years, reminding us of her evolution. The music swells differently during her scenes, softer, more reflective, almost nostalgic. These choices remind fans that we are not only watching another season, but also bearing witness to a legacy being honored in real time. The most moving tribute, however, comes in Lou's relationship with her daughters. Season 19 shows her teaching them resilience, patience, and love, the very qualities she's embodied since her first days on the ranch. It's symbolic. Lou is passing down wisdom, just as Michelle is passing down a legacy of storytelling to fans who have grown with her. By the end of the season, the audience is left with the sense that Heartland itself owes a debt to Michelle Morgan. Without her, Lou would not have become the complex, enduring character we know today. Without her, the family's story would lack one of its strongest threads. Season 19 doesn't just honor Lou in the narrative, it honors Michelle Morgan in the way only a long-running series can, by showing us, through story, how vital she has been to its soul. The final shot that lingers on Lou is not accidental. It is quiet, understated, but powerful. A reminder that this world we love has been shaped by her presence, her voice, and her spirit. And as the credits roll, fans understand that Season 19 wasn't just about horses, heartbreak, and healing. It was also about gratitude. Gratitude for an actress who gave her best for nearly 20 years, and for a character who grew into the backbone of Heartland's legacy. Michelle Morgan is more than Lou Fleming. She is the proof that stories matter, that resilience resonates, and that when an actor fully dedicates themselves to a role, the line between fiction and truth begins to blur. Heartland honored her not with grand speeches or staged tributes, but with something far more meaningful, by letting her story shine. Season 19 of Heartland doesn't end with fireworks or shocking cliffhangers. Instead, it ends the way this show always has, with family. After all the challenges, the quiet heartbreaks, and the moments of triumph, the family gathers at the ranch once more. Horses graze in the background, laughter mixes with old memories, and the Alberta sky stretches wide above them. It's a closing note that reminds us what Heartland has always stood for. Not perfection, but presence. Not escape, but belonging. Amy's journey this season leaves her stronger, more certain of who she is. She learns that carrying Ty's legacy doesn't mean losing herself, and that being both healer and mother is not a burden. It is her gift. Lou's arc, woven through the season with intention, reminds us how leadership is not about holding power, but about holding people together. And Jack, with his steady hand, ensures that no matter how much the world changes, Heartland remains a place where family always finds its way home. But more than storylines, Season 19 feels like a statement, a reminder of why Heartland has endured for nearly 2 decades. It is not the spectacle of action or the shock of drama that keeps audiences coming back. It is the humanity. It is watching characters stumble, learn, and grow in ways that reflect our own lives. And in this season especially, it is about gratitude. For the land, for the animals, and for the people who bring these characters to life. That is why Michelle Morgan's tribute resonates so deeply. Her portrayal of Lou Fleming has been more than acting. It has been an act of devotion. For 19 seasons, she has been a sister, a daughter, a mother, a mayor, and above all, the backbone of this family. Season 19 honors her not just through Lou's victories, but through the acknowledgement that Heartland would not be the same without her. It is a celebration of a legacy and a thank you that echoes beyond the screen. As the season draws to a close, viewers are left with both comfort and anticipation. Comfort, because the family is together, stronger for what they have faced. Anticipation, because the story is not done. Heartland, like life itself, is ongoing. Each ending only makes space for a new beginning. Whether Season 20 arrives or not, Season 19 ensures that the legacy of Heartland will live on in the hearts of its fans. And so, Season 19 becomes more than just another chapter. It becomes a milestone, a reflection of everything Heartland has stood for: love, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds of family. It reminds us that no matter how much time passes, no matter how many challenges come, the ranch will always stand, the horses will always run, and the family will always gather. Heartland is not just a show, it is a promise that there will always be a place where we can come home.